EA are known for making mistakes, and in this video, we're going to be looking at the worst mistakes they have ever made. Now, we're not just talking about getting the wrong dynamic image on a card.
That's not Harrison, is it?
Or getting a wrong nation or something like that. No, those are way too common, pretty much happen every single week. We're going to be looking at the worst ones. For example, an EA employee actually selling icons and other types of cards, team of the years, offering to add them into your account for the right price. So make sure you stay until the end of the video because you don't want to miss that. Now, jumping straight in, one of the worst ones which actually happened this year in FIFA 23 was a tradable hero pack for 25,000 coins. It just had one card in it. It was a foot hero and it was tradable. Now, it was only up for around 5 minutes, but still a lot of people did actually open this pack. And I do believe even until today, there wasn't really any compensation. EA haven't really even acknowledged that it happened as far as I'm aware. That was completely shocking and it had a huge impact on the market. People that packed good cards, they were able to sell them, get loads of coins, and there was loads of supply of these foot heroes, so they went down in price. It was absolutely chaos. Now, the next one, we do have the World Cup mode. It was actually leaked a whole month early. I did find this out on live stream, and there was a loophole to basically enter this game mode. Now, nothing was active. You couldn't actually enter any games or anything like that, but all of the menus, all of those graphics that EA spent a long time designing, all of that just got revealed a whole month earlier than they expected. Very, very big mistake. In FIFA 22, you may remember this one. There was a 90-foot fantasy Ericsson, and he was just randomly given out for free to some accounts, and he was actually tradable. You could use him in SBCs, and it did take quite a while for EA to actually find out that there is this problem, and then to actually stop him being given out for free, and then trying to get rid of him because the promo wasn't even released yet. How can that even happen? Another mistake which happened fairly recently, it was Drogba. You may remember him. He was appearing as Maldini in game. Now, what did EA do to get this wrong? And the worst thing about this mistake, it did actually take a while for this to get fixed. I do believe definitely a few days, but then finally they did end up fixing it eventually. A mistake in FIFA 23 which can still be seen today is the Foot Champs counter. EA decided to add this into the game, and it's a very good idea. I don't know why it wasn't added from the start, but this didn't actually work properly. The win-loss was just completely messed up. Something so simple, literally an intern at EA should be able to get this done, and there was this mistake, and again, it lasted for a few weeks. Even now, I think the counter still plays up, so really bad mistake. Quite a common one which we do see is gold rares in Foot Champs player pick rewards. When you do expect red cards, there's just some random things instead, and this is again just a problem with player picks, Foot Champs rewards, silly mistakes by EA. A huge mistake which did actually cause a lot of people to question pack luck and how EA is distributing cards in packs in general was actually in FIFA 20. We had an Ultimate Team of the Season SBC pack released, and everyone was completing it, everything was fine, but everybody seemed to be getting Sancho. Now, it wasn't literally everybody. I would say it's around maybe 50-60%. It definitely feels above 50%. If you guys go back and watch these videos, a lot of them are just going to be Sanchos, and that is very, very bad. It's quite ridiculous, and EA did actually release a statement saying they're looking into it because everybody seems to be getting a lot of Sanchos. Now, probably one of the most embarrassing ones and holding EA as quite unprofessional and unserious is when the EA servers were down for several hours. Obviously, people couldn't get into Foot Champs, division rivals, everyone was angry at EA, but there was actually a FIFA esport tournament going on at this time, and the players couldn't actually connect and obviously play each other to find out who is going to the next stage. There was a winning bracket and a losing bracket, and to decide this, EA just told the two players to play rock, paper, scissors. Now, they did later release a statement that this wasn't really that bad because the losing player still went into the losing bracket, so he wasn't kicked out of the tournament, but still, rock, paper, scissors to decide who's going further and who's going to go into the losing bracket. Really, really bad and unprofessional from EA. Now, we do have quite a funny one. EA recently has been losing the rights, the licenses to use some clubs, and we did see this obviously this year in FIFA 23 with Napoli, but I do believe it was marquee matchups, and we did have Napoli obviously versus another team, And the Napoli badge, the original one, was actually used, even though EA don't have the license to do that. So they had to quickly change this, obviously, and update it to the made up one because they didn't have permission. Imagine if your untradeable cards suddenly became tradable and you could list them up on the market. Well, this is what happened in FIFA 20. We had a couple of cards, for example, FUT Champs Red Griezmann, Player of the Month Aubameyang. Those were the main two examples. They were actually able to go on the transfer market. They just became tradable. Apparently, I think this rooted from a glitch in quick sell recovery. And this just led to many different problems. Obviously, untradeable cards should not be on the market. When EA upgrade the wrong card, it's obviously going to be causing problems, but maybe for some people, it allows them to quickly submit this card into an SBC and use him as fodder. Well, this is what happened in FIFA 21. We did have Brandt. His road to the final card was supposed to go from an 87 to an 88, but instead, an EA employee decided to upgrade all of the UCL rare cards to an 88 rated card instead. This just was a huge error from EA's behalf. And finally, to potentially the biggest mistake that has ever happened, and I don't think EA will ever top this. In FIFA 21, there was a black market for different cards, icon cards, team of the year cards. Pretty much what happened, an EA employee got kind of bored, and obviously an EA employee, they do have permission to add cards onto your account. And basically he was offering random people he found online, I don't know, maybe it's spread by word of mouth, but basically for 600 euros, an EA employee did offer to add to your account 3 icon FUT moments cards, and these were hugely upgraded cards. As you can see here, R9 ridiculous cards for 600 euros. That is a very good price. The amount that many other YouTubers spend on FIFA points just trying to open as many packs as possible, and they never end up getting close to cards like these, is just insane. EA did release an official statement. As we can see here, they conducted an official investigation and they did come to the conclusion that they've said it appears that one or more EA accounts which were either compromised or being used inappropriately by someone within EA directly entitled items to these individual accounts. So they admitted to the mistake, but I don't believe they said anything about that. Let's hope that EA stop making these mistakes and maybe we can just have a normal game as we all would like.